What was the first takeaway from Saturday?
Well, the way that we responded, I thought there was some critical things. The goal line stand was pretty elite by the guys. And then we make a decision to go for it on fourth down, which was huge, gave us some momentum. And then coming out of halftime, I knew it was going to be a critical series. We were out first because they deferred. And then our kids, Micah and Giuliano, did a great job, got the ball out. And then it kind of snowballed from there. And we started making plays, and the guys that we expect to make plays, showed up big and had a lot of momentum going to third and fourth quarter. The turnovers were critical, but there was a lot of 3 and outs in there too, which gave the ball back to our offense, and they got into a little bit of a rhythm, and then the score kind of got out of hand.
You had that 7-drive stretch where you held them to net 0 yards. Were there any adjustments after that period?
Well, I think we just settled down a little bit. I mean, like I said beforehand, the system's about players. I think any coordinator will tell you that. There's no magical call. It's your really good players stepping up and making some, really good plays. Like Drake is an example. But that goes back to the back end because he's been really, really close in, the last 2 games, and just the ball's been thrown before he could get there, and we finally covered him in the back end long enough for him to get to the QB, and those turned out to be critical plays. So it's all about the players. The players stepped up, and the guys that can make plays that have done it consistently in practice did it in the game.
You talked about Drake Jackson, that big interception. How impactful is he for this team, obviously?
The strip sack was, critical just because for his own, I think, he expects to do a lot, and he's so close to it, but to finally finish one, and it was a really good play that got turned into a great play. That's what I liked about it, because a lot of guys would have just gone through the back of somebody and taken the safety, but he went for the football, and unfortunately, Tully, he was rewarded because he's going hard too. So those plays just help confidence, because sometimes you get in a little bit of a rut, and it's not his fault. It's just the ball's been coming out faster than he can get to the QB. But now he's got an opportunity to continue on with that. And we expected that in the beginning of the year, but it's nice to see him get rewarded. He worked his tail off last week. His GPS numbers were as high as we've seen, and he was rewarded for it.
You were going obviously with extra DBs last week.
Yeah.
When you're more in your base, how much is capable of playing the role?
Oh, he has. I mean, he's part of the crew now. Now it comes into is keep an eye on the guys in the back end, but we have to continually roll him. He's too dynamic. He's got such range, and you see the play he made on the sidelines. We saw that all fall camp, and just to see how natural he is. He plays beyond his age right now, so he's going to continue to play. And even our sub packages and third down stuff, because of his range, you're going to see him a lot.
Did he roll in multiple spots, or is he really fixed in one spot?
No, he can roll in multiple spots. He's a really sharp guy, but the more space, the better off he is.
Can you break down the Oregon State run game?
Well, they do a great job with their zone game. They're well coached. They create extra gaps all over the place, and it's really nice. And then the complement they have at offense is their play action pass. Their play action pass, and they'll go deep. They'll throw the ball. So it's different. It's different from our standpoint than what we see every day. So been working at it like crazy right now.
And then with a running quarterback, what's the extra?
Well, it's from our standpoint, it's just making sure when we rush him that we contain him, and he's good, man. He's a tough kid. That's what I like about him. You see him like if there was a turnover, I guess I think it was Utah, and he a lot of QBs just sit there and kind of try to stay out the way. He runs right at the guy and tries to tackle him. So those are the guys that are dangerous. The guys that have the arm that can run, but also have the mentality too. And he's a really, really good player.
Are you hopeful about Figueroa?
Yeah, I am. So he's out here practicing, and we feel good. Cool. All right. Yeah.